This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Can you guys tell me what did we discuss yesterday, and can someone summarize yesterday class? Hello, anyone guys? Can you guys hear me or no?
We have discussed about RIP, which is distance vector protocol. So basically, like with less number of hops which are needed to go to the destination, thus that route will be selected. And we have discussed about RIP1 and RIP2. So the major difference is like RIP1 is way old and it doesn't exist anymore. And we use classful routing protocol in that. In RIP2, coming to RIP2, it is used in the smaller networks, and we use a classless routing protocol. And we have discussed about how the communication is created between the two routers, and when the devices are in the different networks. So where we will configure the routers, and then we will join the neighbor, like we will create the neighborship, and then they'll exchange the information, as far as I remember, right?
Understood. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great summary. So in RIP version 2, what is meant by classless protocol? Hari Prasad, can you tell me what is classless?
No, I don't know. I haven't went through recording. I don't know exactly.
I'm sorry.
Like I cannot remember. I think I don't know.
Okay, let's move on. Anyone like let's see, Bhuvan Sai Kumar, is this your first class?
No, this is my second class. I was on Friday and Thursday class. I didn't attend my Friday and Monday class.
Okay, and why is that?
Due to some personal issues, I didn't attend. I have to travel, so I couldn't attend.
Have you gone to the recordings list?
No, I just no, I'm just came like some another state today, so I will go through today.
Okay, yeah, please do. Manogna, can you tell me what is classless?
I'm sorry, I was unable to attend the last class. Like I missed the last class and I was waiting for the recording. You just posted it a few minutes before.
Yeah, I couldn't post the recording because everyone is relying on the recording and not joining the class. That's okay. Anyone in the class?
It will send its submit masked information to others.
Correct. So the classless means that it will send the subnet mask, meaning like what is my group size that I am part of. So based on that, the classless is better because it knows to how many neighbors I can send my update to. So that is correct. Classless will send the routing update. So okay. Let's see. Think Sudhir Nita, can you tell me what is the maximum number of hops the RIP supports?
16.
Is it 16?
15. I'm sorry. Like 15 maximum supports, and when it comes to 16 hop, it don't support it.
Yeah, that is correct. So it supports up to 15. If it's more than 15, it does. It cannot propagate that distance vector to the next router. Correct. Okay. So I have a question, guys. So do you want to see the lab today, or do you want to go to the next topic?
Lab would be better.
Okay.
Lab.
Okay. All right. Let's do a short lab. Have you guys downloaded the packet tracer, guys? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. I think if you do not downloaded the packet tracer, it's better you guys do it. That way you can follow along and such stuff like that, right? So let's do the lab, maybe a small couple of labs today. The reason why I don't prefer doing the labs in the class is it takes a lot of time to do the base level configuration, like connecting the device and stuff. But I understand you guys want to see the lab to get better understanding. I'm with you there. So let's do the lab for today. But going forward, it's better you guys do the lab and then come to me with the questions. Okay. But I'm going to show you the base level lab today, a couple of things. And I'm going to give an assignment maybe on the Friday evening, like a lab assignment, so that you guys can do it on your lab. Okay. We can do that. So now let's start. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Let me set this up. I'm going to do this. Okay, do you guys see the Cisco packet tracer?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a PC and let's give it a configuration. Let's give it a. It has one NIC, so let's give it an IP address of 10.10.20. Maybe 20.5. And the default gateway, the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. You see, this guy is the MAC. The MAC address is 53C4, but that's fine. It is already hard coded MAC address. We don't change it. That is that. So we deployed a PC and we gave a IP address 10.10.20.5 on this PC.
Sorry, can we see the MAC address, because I am unable to see whatever you are typing, the addresses.
Same here. Even I'm not able to see that.
What I'm typing, you are not able to see?
No.
No.
Why is that? Okay. Can someone put a message in the group what you are seeing?
I can take a photo and
No,
I can-
Like a picture? Let me see.
No
Sure.
one can see, I think.
I see. Okay. Because I'm saying sharing only that. Got it. I understand the problem. Give me 1 second. Let me fix that. Share. Here. And then how does that look?
Yep, we are able to see now.
Okay. All right. So what I did is, let me go back. So I double clicked on this PC. I went to the specific NIC. I put an IP address of 10.10.20.5 and 255.255.255.0 is the subnet. It's a /24 subnet. And this is the MAC address that is hard coded, that is already given. I'm not changing that. Okay. So now 10.10.20.5. Okay. So that's the configuration of that one. Okay. So now let's put one more PC. Let's give a maybe config Ethernet. Let's do 10.10. Server what I do. 1 second. So 10.10.20. Okay, sorry. Let me close this down. 10.10.20.6. You have to define the same subnet, right? Let's put a simple lab, 2 devices within the same subnet, meaning like in the same VLAN. Okay, this is 20.6. So now let's take a switch. Let's put a switch. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So let's connect them. They're different cables, so let's /1. Okay, let's log into the switch. CLI. I think it's too small, right? Let me see if I can improve that. Yeah, it's too small. I don't know whether you guys can see it or not, but I logged into the switch. I need to enable mode. I was in the switch now. So I'm going to go to show interface status. You see, this one shows connected on the VLAN 1. This one shows connected on the VLAN 2. So as you guys know, let's do one thing. So what I'm going to do is show MAC address table. What does this show, guys? When I do show MAC address table, what it will show me?
PC1 and PC2 MAC
Port number
address.
and MAC address of the PCs.
Yeah. Currently, am I seeing anything? The VLAN, I'm not seeing anything. The MAC address, I'm not seeing anything. Type and ports, I'm not seeing anything. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give it a shot of conf interface fast Ethernet 0/1 switch port mode access switch port access VLAN 1. Still not showing the MAC address. So let's go back to our diagram. Okay. So I have to see this MAC address on the switch port. If I'm not seeing it, what could be the issue, guys? If I'm not seeing the MAC address from an OSI layer perspective, what could be the issue? Can anyone tell?
No proper
Where will
communication.
we start?
When we ping or something like it will learn by when we ping, it will learn the packet or something.
So you go to PC2. The PC2 should send a broadcast message. Then only
Yeah.
switch will learn that MAC address. Correct?
Yes.
I will go to PC1 and I'm going to go to. I'm not sure whether you guys can see it. I cannot zoom it for some reason. But what I'm doing is I'm doing ping 10.10.20.6. You see, I was able to ping. So if I go to switch now, okay, it's right here. Okay. So if I go to switch now, and if I go to here, and if I do show MAC address table, now you see I'm learning on 0/1, I'm learning 53 C4, and 0/2, I'm learning 6644. Now what I'm going to do is I want to make sure I cannot ping PC2 to PC3, guys. I don't want the PC2 pinging PC3. How do you want to separate them? We can put them in two different VLANs.
Two different
right?
VLANs.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a new VLAN. For example, I'm going to build conf VLAN. Let's say the VLAN name is let's say batch A. I have to define the VLAN ID. So VLAN ID should be 10, and the name is batch A. Okay. So let's see. Show MAC address table. So I'm going to put 0/2 in VLAN 10. Okay. So I'm going to do conf t, which is configure mode, interface, fast Ethernet 0/2, switch port, mode access, switch port access, VLAN 10, do shut and no shut, meaning like I'm bringing that down and then bringing it back up. Okay, now let's see the MAC address table. Show MAC address table. I'm seeing only one on 0/1. Okay, because I did the shut, we have to make sure the port will come back up. Okay, so now let's see. Show interface status. It is connected and it's in the VLAN 10 now. So now let's look at the MAC address table again. I'm learning only this guy. Okay, only on the VLAN 1. VLAN 2 is there, but it's not learning the MAC address in the VLAN 10 yet because there is no broadcast packet. Okay, so now let's go back to PC3, go to command prompt, and let's try to ping 10.20.5. Can I ping these guys? No. Request timed out. Why?
Different VLANs.
Yeah. So we separated the users in two different VLANs. The VLANs, if they are in two different VLANs, that means that they are in two different subnets. So the switch will not broadcast that packet. That's why you are not able to ping. The switch will only broadcast to, for example, let's use one more link. Let's use one more PC. And config, interface, and 20.7. Okay. So in this case, So I did this as 10.10.20.7. This is 5, this is 6. Right, now let's go there. Now let's look into the show interface status. So this one is in VLAN 1, this one is in VLAN 10, and this one is in VLAN 1. So what I'm going to do is I want to ping from here to here when they're in VLAN 1 first, okay? So I will go to PC2. I'm going to ping .6. .6 will fail because the .6 is in VLAN 10. So that is failing. Now, if I ping .7, will it ping, guys?
Yes.
Yes, because they are in same VLAN.
Correct. So let's try that, okay? Let's see if they are able to ping it or not. I was able to get the ping response. You see, I'm getting the response back. It's not timing out like here. The request was timed out here. Here, let's ping it one more time. You see, reply from 10.10.20.7, you get the response back. So we are able to ping in the same VLAN. Now, what I'm going to do is, if I change this port to VLAN 10, now PC3 should be able to ping PC4, but not PC2. Let's try that, okay? So go to the switch. Let's go to conft interface fast Ethernet 0/3 switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN, and then what? 10. And then do shut. No shut. Okay. Now let's look into the PC2. So now if I able to, if I ping .7, the .7 should fail. See, it's failing now. If I go to PC3, so here, if I ping .7, see, it started pinging. Why did the first packet fail, guys? Can anyone tell why did the first packet fail? Because PC3, when it sends the broadcast packet, switch does not know the MAC address of the PC4. So the first packet is the broadcast packet, and the response should be coming from the second packet, because the first packet is just, I don't know where is PC4, let me broadcast that packet. So the first packet will always fail when the switch does not know the MAC address. Do you guys agree?
Yes,
That's
but
why
earlier when PC2 was pinging PC4, then switch should have got the MAC address like PC4, right?
Yeah, it should have already got the MAC address by some other PC broadcasting, right? We were broadcasting in multiple places. So PC switch might already known from the broadcast address of the different PC. You understand what I mean? So it's whenever you see the broadcast packet, whenever you see the first packet fails, that means it could be a broadcast failure. That doesn't mean there is a network failure, guys. So now if you look into the switch MAC address table, you should be seeing, well, let's see, show MAC address table VLAN. You can do dynamic and then VLAN, or let's say dynamic. Show MAC, show VLAN ID 10. Yeah, so I have VLAN 10 batch A, and the ports are 0/2 and 0/3. And when I do show MAC address table, and I can do interface fast Ethernet 0/2. Let's see. Showing a MAC address. Okay. 0/2 and 0/3. Let's do one more broadcast between 2 and 3. Okay, so let's go here and go to interface. Stop and prompt. So ping 10.10.10. Where am I? I'm on. Let's see.
You are pinging the same.
Oh, I'm picking the self IP. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm on PC4. Nothing.
No.
Give me 1 second. Let me look at the config here. Switch port. Okay. So now let me look into the. I'm learning only fast 0/1, and that is this guy, right? So on this guy, I should be learning the MAC address of this one and this one, but that one is not working. So let's look why it is not able to. Okay, so now on PC3, I was able to ping .7. Now let's work with the switch. See, I'm learning the MAC address of VLAN 10 on both sides. I generate the broadcast packet from here, and it sent the broadcast packet, and it was able to ping this guy. So now from here, let's try to ping .6. Okay. Oh, the IP address was wrong. I'm doing 10.10.10.6, which is wrong. I have to do 10.20.10.6. Sorry, my bad. I was wondering why was not able to ping, right? Sorry. It's just the IP address typo on my side. So it should be ping 10.20.10.6. Is that it, or is it 10.10.20.6?
I think it's 10.10.20.6.
20.
Okay, got it. So let me correct that. It's 10.10.20.6. Mm, 10.10.20.6. Okay, yeah. So I was able to ping in both directions. So now let's make it different VLANs, and we wanted to make sure we can able to ping both of them, right? So now let's do. We have two VLANs. For example, we have VLAN 1, and we want to ping VLAN 10. How can we do that, guys?
Trunk porting.
By the help of router.
Yep, by the help of the router. So using the router, what we can do? What is the concept with the router? What we can do with the router, guys?
Trunking.
Yep,
Devices.
we can do the trunking, and then we can do a router on a stick, right? We can trunk the VLANs to the router, and on the router we can create sub interfaces, and then we can able to ping the gateway first, right? So we have to go to layer 3 now. Layer 2 does not work because we are pinging different. We are pinging between the networks, right? So now let's do that. So let's take a router. Could be anyone, doesn't matter, but let's take this one. Let's take the router is still booting. See what is short. Would you like to enter the initial configuration? No. So enable again. Config. Oh, that's the one thing. So interface is the. Let's do show interfaces. Let's do show IP interface. Okay, so we see E0/0/0, 0/0/1, and it is administratively down, meaning it's manually down by the user. So now let's go to that. What interface we used, guys, here? Let's look into the physical. think we burned in what? Let's check that. 0/0/0. Okay. So go to CLI again. What I'm going to do is configure T interface gig 0/0/0.1. .1. I created a sub interface. What I'm going to do, guys, for VLAN 1, what I have to do? I have to define the gateway. So IP address, what am I giving? 10.10.20. What am I doing? I have to do 10.10.10.20.1. Subnet is 255.255.255.0. Okay. Configuring IP router on a subinterface is only allowed if that subinterface is already configured as .1Q or ISL VLAN. So we are doing the .1Q, which is like trunking. Okay, let's do Notion. Okay, so let's go to the PC2 config. Last week 0. This is 10.10.20.5. Okay, so now let's go to PC3 and then go to config. Let's change that to a different network, not 20 network, right? Now let's take maybe 40 network, okay? Because we want to make sure we are in 2 different subnetwork, guys. So we will use 2 different IPs in 2 different networks because we wanted to ping between the different networks, okay? Now let's go to again. Let's go to this guy again. So now we did that, then go back again, interface gigabit 0/0/0 dot. Maybe let's do, what is the VLAN? VLAN 10, right? VLAN 10, and then do IP address 10.10.40.1 255.255.255.0. Do no chat. Show IP, I'm sorry. So IP, oh, I can't type. Show IP interface brief. Okay, I see still administratively down. This is administratively down and IP address is unassigned. So let's look at the configuration. Show run interface. Oh, show running configuration. Okay, it says no IP address, no IP address. So what I'm going to do is const interface gives 0/0/0.1 IP address 10.10.20.1 255.255.255.0. Yeah, let's do one thing, guys. Let's try to bring up the trunk here. Let's bring up the trunk here. Let's do show interface status. On the switch, I'm there. I should be seeing the 4th interface. 4th interface is what? This guy. Okay, let's go 4th interface. 0/4 switch port mode. What will be the mode, guys? Trunk. Switch port trunk. Allowed VLAN 1, 1,10. Do no shut. So interface is trunk. It is trunk port now. It still shows not connected. Okay, so let's go to the router. Let's go to no Let's do IP routing. IP routing have to be enabled on the router to make sure we can do some sort of IP routing enabling on the router. So IP routing is must. Let's do that. And then repeat the same thing. So IP interface brief, okay. It's showing a sense, so let's give it another try. 0/0/0.1. Speech encapsulation .1q. One comma. Oh, this is what? This is VLAN one, right? Encapsulation .1q. IP address. We already did that. Okay, now we took it. So now we are not throwing it error. So this is there. Now do no share. Now let's look if it got an IP address or not. Show IP interface. Brief. Okay. So now, still it shows admin down. So let me go back to the interface 0/0/0.1. No shell. Okay, so we have to do what? We have to do the main interface no shell first. Okay, so now you see we change it to up. So now what? Show IP interface. Okay, so now it is up, guys. 10.10.20.1 is up. So now we have for this PC, we have a gateway that it can reach. So now let's go back to the desktop. Now let's go here. Now let's try to ping 10.10.20.1. First should be the broadcast packet. See if this works, right? So now let's see if, okay, see the first one failed, the broadcast failed, and from second one, I was able to ping my gateway. So from PC2, I was able to ping something on the PC, on the router interface. So now this part is clear. But my agenda is to ping from PC2 to all the way in a different subnetwork. So I should be able to ping 10.10.40. What is IP we gave? 40. Physical. Fast Ethernet 0. 40.6. So from here, I was able to ping what? 10.10.40.6. Will this work now? Will this work, guys?
No, because we have to create another gateway into the PC3, like near the switch.
That is correct, because we don't even have the gateway yet. So how can they even communicate, right? So because we created a trunk link here and we send those links to the router, but we need to have the gateway for the PC3. Good answer. Who told that?
Shruti.
Yeah, Shruti. Good answer, Shruti. Kudos. So now let's go to interface gig 0/0/0.10. So encapsulation .1q. Oh, sorry. And this should be VLAN 10 that we gave, and then IP address 10.10.40.1, 255.255.255.0. No shut. So show IP interface brief. So I can see 10.10.40.1, 10.10.20.1. I see both of them are configured correctly. So now let's go to PC3, desktop, terminal, ping 10.10.40.1. Oh, sorry, typo. Okay. Looks like it's already there. So the first packet itself knows it's going to how to go to there because the switch might have already broadcasted. I mean, PC2 when it broadcasted, maybe it starts sending the broadcast again and again. So it might have already known, but it might be something that when I did the no shut, there might be a broadcast packet coming from this PC4 or something. So for some reason, the broadcast is already known. So now let's look at the MAC address table of here. Show. Okay, so I still see this. Okay. Will PC2 able to ping PC3 guys now? Let's see. Let's see. 10.10.40.6. Why PC2 not able to ping PC3 guys? Let's look into the router. Yeah, let's see the router story. What is the table that will bind the routing to layer 2 to the layer 3? What is the table called?
ARP.
Okay, so let's do show IP ARP. Okay, if you see the ARP table, what we are seeing, guys? We are seeing 10.10.20.5 and 10.10.40.6. This is PC2. This is PC3. This is the MAC address of the PC2. This is the MAC address of the PC3. And this is type ARP table. So I'm seeing ARP between both. What is the table that connects two different networks, guys? With what table? Now let's try to ping 10.10.20.5. Success is 100%. So from router 1, I was able to ping PC2. 40.6. 6% is. So I was able to ping PC2 to router, from PC3 to the router gateway. From router gateway, I can ping to these PCs. But why I was not able to ping between these two guys? Tell me.
Because of the routing table?
Okay, good call. Let's look into the routing table. Okay, so if you see 10.10.20.0/24 is learn via connected route, directly connected route on 0/1, and there is a /32 route 10.10.20.1, which is the local route. L means local, and there is 40.1, which is local, and the subnet is 40.0/24. So there are 4 routes. One is the local. I mean, 2 are local and 2 are subnet. So this is all good. So what do we need to communicate between two networks, guys? What do we need to communicate between two networks? When we have two different networks, what do we need to communicate between them?
Router.
We need a routing protocol on the router, like a RIP, OSPF, EIGRP. Without that, two networks cannot communicate. Do you guys agree or not?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to have a routing protocol that can make two subnets communicate between them. So let's configure. Ten dot 10 dot 20 dot. Copy dots. So I see out. So routing protocol is RIP. It's sending 30 seconds of database. And it has routing for these networks. Okay. Because the local routes are preferred than the RIP routes because of AD value, correct? You go to PC2. You go to router, show IP route, you can do RIP. The route is not installed in the RIP because you already have a more specific route in the routing table. So how can you advertise these routes into the RIP, guys? Tell me this, when there is a local route or a static route and there is a RIP, which one is preferred? Is it a RIP or is it a static route?
Static route because of AD value.
Yeah. So in this case, even though you configured the RIP, what do we need? You go here. Export trunk allowed VLAN 1,10 set. Right. Similarly, interface path Ethernet, US patch point, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 1,10 set. Let's go to PC2. Well, the link is still down, so let's give it a minute. Now it came back up. So I'm going to switch MAC address table now. So I'm learning fast 0/4, but I'm not learning MAC addresses of. I'm not learning any MAC addresses now. Show interface trunk. So I see 1/10 allowed, 1/10 allowed, 1/10 allowed on 0/1, 0/2, also 0/4. I think this should be 0/3, right? Okay, I'm on PC4. Let's not worry about that. Let's go to PC2. PC3. So from PC3, I was not able to ping my gateway. From PC2, let's see if I'm able to ping my gateway or not. 10.10.20.1. I'm able to ping the gateway. Now let's see if I'm able to ping 10.10.40.1. So let's log into switch 2. So on fast Ethernet 0/4, I'm learning this on VLAN 1 and also on the VLAN 10, right? So I'm learning the same MAC address from 2 different VLANs because I configured this as the trunk port. I allowed both the VLANs. And that is on, let's see. What is this? This port. Let's do this. Show CDP neighbors. Okay. I'm learning. Okay, these are all routers. Okay. Show LLDP neighbors. Not enabled. Const LLDP run. Show LLDP neighbors. And this is not enabled. Okay. Show MAC address table. 1, 2, and 4. I know 4 is this guy for sure. What about 1 and 2? Let's see this guy. Or 3. 2, 3 as well. We're going to 0/3. Which port mode trunk? Port trunk allowed VLAN 1,10. And 10.40.1. I should be able to ping my gateway, but I could not ping the gateway. Are you guys following me? What route I'm going and what am I doing till now? Do you guys understand what am I doing? Or did you guys lose the track?
Confusing.
Confusing. Okay, yeah. So what happened was I think you guys followed till PC2 able to ping the router, PC3 able to ping the router. But what I tried is I tried few things. I tried applying trunk on different PCs to make sure I can learn both the VLAN MAC address on the switch port or not. I tried trunk port instead of access port. That is one thing we tried. Another thing we tried is we turned on the RIP protocol to make sure that we can able to communicate between two networks or not. That is a different thing. So we tried two things. One is turning on RIP, and the next thing is having a trunk between both the switches. I mean, both the PCs having a trunk link to the PC. Those are the things we tried till now. I'm doing a troubleshooting session with you guys so that you understand what we have to do and what we have not to do. If this is too much on this lab part, let's take a step back. Let's understand at least PC2 pinging the router first. Let's understand that part. Tomorrow, maybe we'll try communicating between two different networks. So let's take a step back. Let's make sure the PC2 should be able to ping its gateway, PC3 able to ping its gateway. Okay, let's try that first. So let's start with PC2. The PC2 configuration 10.10.20.5. So the gateway should be 10.10.20.1. So now let's go back to this guy. This should be /1. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 1. Shut. No shut. Now let's go to PC1. Let's wait for the link to come back up. .10.20.1 should be the gateway. Now let's see. This is pinging its gateway or not. Let's wait for the link to come back. It has to be green. It came back up now. Okay, so now let's try. Okay, so now from PC2, I was able to ping my gateway. Okay, so now let's go back to PC3. PC3 should be able to ping the gateway, which is 10.10.40.1. So now let's go back to PC 10.10.40.1. So now I'm not able to ping. Let's go to PC switch 2. This VLAN what? Let's wait for it to come back up. Okay, so it's connected now. Let's go back. Okay, so now it's pinging. So PC2 is able to ping .1. PC3 is able to ping .1. So now let's go to the router. So let's ping 10.10.20.5. I was able to ping 10.10.40.6. I was able to ping. Okay. So today we discussed it till PC2 have a router on a stick. It's able to ping the gateway. PC3 is a router on a stick. It's able to ping the gateway. They both are in different VLANs. So in tomorrow lab, what we're going to do is we will ping from PC2 to PC3 by turning on a routing protocol, and we will make some adjustments of the switch layer. Is that clear?
Oh, yep.
So how do you guys like the lab? Let's stop this recording. Let's stop this. Give me 1 second.